National Weather Service Lake Michigan UFO tapes. My God, what is this? On March 8, 1994, civilians in western Michigan on the edge of Lake Michigan of the Great Lakes called 911 en masse about strange lights in the sky, described as mostly cylindrical, moving up and down in altitude and having a vertical row of lights on them. They appeared to be coordinated, as one caller describes them, as moving in a circle. This was backed up by National Weather Service radar operators in Muskegon, Michigan, who was contacted by the 911 dispatcher and asked to look into it. In the tapes in this episode, which are in the public domain, you can hear the NWS official remark at the anomalous and possibly coordinated behavior of the objects, which he reported moved together in a triangle. He stated they were not storms or aircraft, as time passes, he becomes gradually more distressed, as highlighted by the subtitle overlay. Interestingly, Project Blue Book had several interesting cases in this area of Michigan, including several that civilians described as metallic, but U.S. Air Force officials deemed them astronomical in nature or insufficient data for analysis. Is there an anomalous cluster in the area, and can it be predicted? We're still working on this, as we need to cover Michigan data with other lakes. We're building a free tool called Sighting, which will help anyone make new conclusions about UAP flaps, UFO flaps, and all high strangeness encounters. Beta will be shared soon, they said. So, concerning the Michigan UFO mystery of 1994, it endures 25 years on. It's still a mystery. As we said, March 8, 1994, hundreds of witnesses reported seeing the strange lights over Lake Michigan. The incident, which is to this day remains one of the most intriguing mass UFO sightings many people witnessed and called this in history. It was reported by witnesses along some 200 miles of Lake Michigan's shoreline. What made the sighting so compelling was the fact that they were reported by most, not just residents, but also a policeman and a local meteorological team, thus making them much more difficult to dismiss. One witness, Cindy Pravda of Grand Haven, recalled seeing 4 strange lights in the sky that night. She told Detroit Free Press, "I'm known as the UFO Lady of Grand Haven. I watched them for half an hour. Where I'm facing them, the one on the far left moved off. It moved it to the highway and then came back in the same position. The one on the right was gone in the blink of an eye, and then eventually everything disappeared quickly," she said. Elsewhere, Daryl and Holly Graves, along with their son Joey, reported seeing something similar over Holland, Michigan, at around the same time on the same night. Joey said, "I saw 6 lights out the window above the barn across the street. I got up and went to the sofa and looked up at the sky. They were red and white and moving." Holland police officer Jeff Veldhuis, who also witnessed the lights, described seeing 5 or 6 objects. Some were cylindrical with blue, red, and white and green lights. Leo Grenier of a National Weather Service office in Muskegon County later revealed that several unknown echoes had been picked up on radar at the time of Veldhuis's sighting. He said, "My guy looked into the radar and observed 3 echoes as the officer was describing the movement. The movement of the objects was rather erratic," he said. "The echoes were there about 15 minutes, drifting slowly south-southwest, kind of headed towards Chicago side of the south end of Michigan Lake. As things stand, however, no definitive explanation for these sightings has ever been found." This is from Unexplained Mysteries on Bended Reality. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.